On stream today, in today's live studio, artist studio hangout. Let me try that again. In today's live artist studio hangout, we're gonna have a wet play day with watercolor. So, what is a wet play day? Well, when I was really young at primary school, um, when it would be rainy or overcast or outside, any conditions outside where it just wasn't safe for us kids to play outside, like a wet day, like a rainy day, we would, rather than having our breaks outside, we would have our breaks inside. And we had this thing called a wet play book. And in that book, we would just draw and paint with whatever we wanted to do. And so that's a wet play day. And outside is not gloomy at all. In fact, there are blue skies and clouds. But I have had a very gloomy day emotionally and a very tough 3 days. And I feel like I need a wet play day. I need a day to just kick back and use art therapeutically to help me emotionally. So if you that's what I need, and that's what we're doing on today's stream. It wasn't planned. I just decided that to push aside what I was going to work on today and to make today a wet play day. It was needed. So, things to remember today. I'm gonna try not to cry, but don't be ashamed to do so if I need to. That's the key thing because I have been doing a lot of crying today. Paint with freedom, keep lines fun and loose, and to remember to be experimental and stay playful. So, if I am new to you, welcome. Every week, I do this thing on my channel where I invite you to hang with me in my teeny weeny studio in North London whilst I work live on a design for my clothing label and my new gift shop. So on these live streams, you can expect chit chat, music, and updates on new product releases, where to shop my clothing, my gifts, my freebies, updates on my studio struggles and wins of the week. Stay tuned. This is going to be a heavy one. And how you can help me raise funds to produce my new design, the Clarity Box Top. So a little bit about me. I am a women's jersey wear designer, and I love making art. But my favorite way to make art is with pencil. So if you would like to join me on these live streams, please do. You are very welcome. I stream these live every Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. GMT. That's 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. GMT, live on Twitch. And if you are watching this as part of the replay gang, hey, replayer, all the streams on Twitch will eventually expire. And so every week I upload every Artist Studio Hangout to my YouTube channel. And the playlist that you can find all the streams is under the playlist named Art Fashion Studio Hangout. And you can find links to that playlist and to my YouTube channel in the description. This stream episode is sponsored by the Look Polished on Camera cheat sheet. Figuring out how to accessorize your go-to roomy, cozier tops and tees so you can appear professional and look polished on streams and video doesn't have to be hard, hun. The Look Polished on Camera cheat sheet is your ultimate checklist of cute, essential accessories for getting started with styling oversized tops and tees. Now, if you want this freebie, it's absolutely free. You need to head over to my website, which is chantelbancroft.com/get styling tips. There's also other styling tips over there. It's on the same page. I'll leave links to that, how to get to that page in the description. All right. I'm ready. I have a cup of green tea. I've got all my paints laid out. I've got a bottle of water somewhere. I'm here. You're here. I invite you to grab something that you've been working on, a piece of artwork, and chill with me for the next hour. Get your tea, get your drink or something stronger because I'm ready and I would like to bust out the theme tune. I'm gonna try and do a good job today because I think you can hear from my voice that I am not running on normal, like 100% shut. Fortunately, we have the theme tune here pre-recorded. Okay. But dum start. But this. But hang out. I think that is proven to be my most favorite bit of this whole show. Okay. My phone is on silent. I'm gonna do a little sound check before we get started because I've mentioned many times before that um, streaming is a very difficult job. You're doing all different things at the same time, and what you don't want is fucked up audio. So bear with me. I'm just gonna. You might hear a little loop back. Yeah, I'm not very loud today for some reason. Let me test that out again. Yeah, okay, that'll do. All right, so I have the music set up and ready to go. Um, we're gonna do that. And so what you see in front of me here, let me start off by if you're hearing these little clicks, I apologize in advance. I imagine your end it would be quite irritating to keep hearing these clicks, but I now have um, a new what's it called, mouse. It was delivered this morning. It was ordered last night and delivered this morning because I've had the quite the time with laptop. I've had so many technical difficulties over the last couple of days, um, and you know, that also has contributed to me feeling quite emotional. But um, just so that we can get started, so I can give you okay, so I can see what you see. So here we go. I before stream, I didn't know if I was even gonna be able to stream today because, like I said, I've had so many issues with the laptop, and then I've had some physical issues. I've been in a lot of pain, and I needed to start wet playing before stream. I had a lot of tension in my body, and I needed a bit of a cry, and I've talked before in my videos that I've done on YouTube. Have I talked about this? I'm not sure. I have a video that I've recorded. It needs to get edited. I'm sure I've talked about it before. That I use art therapeutically, and I wasn't able to talk to my friend today. His own dramas going on, so I wasn't able to kind of like not offload this, but have another person to talk to. And so I was like, I need to get out my paints and just express how I'm feeling in some way. And so I started the wet play. Now, at the top of the stream, I did mention that there are certain things to remember to keep things loose and fluid. And that's what I'm doing. And I couldn't be loose and fluid if I used pencil, so that's why I'm busting out the watercolors today. It's been nice actually because I haven't used watercolors for so many years. It's nice to reconnect. Um, hopefully that's coming through. I know that my this that your what's this called? My webcam tends to mute the colors a little bit, and so it's not as vibrant on your screen as it is on mine. Um, but yeah, I got started, and every time I do any kind of sketching or anything, I always put a note in the corner. I always write a little note of what I was up to and how I was feeling. So it's good to look back, and you can always evaluate what kind of work you do when you're feeling certain range of emotions. And so if I don't add my notes, I don't know. Okay, so more clickies because I'm gonna um, get the music going. and then I'll tell you what I am. Whoops, no. I will share with you. I'm still trying to get you. I haven't used the mouse in. I don't remember the last time I used the mouse, so it's really difficult. I'm still trying to maneuver it. Um, okay. I remember from last stream, I was watching over the last stream, and the music was not nearly high enough, so I know that I can go a little bit higher than normal. Let me do a little sound test here briefly, just to check that I'm right. Yeah, see, look, I could go, I could go a little higher. I'm always afraid because I'm just like, if I'm going to spend an hour talking to you, there's no point in the music being too loud. You know what I mean? Then it just gets distracting, isn't it? All right. So, for you, bougie artists, you nerds about your materials. Trying to get back to my page now. My page, so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got the just for anybody who's interested, you art nerds. I've got my Fabriano watercolor aquarello. I think that's the Italian way to say it, aquarello or aquel watercolor notebook. I haven't done much in this notebook, and the pages aren't that heavy. They're like 200 GSM. GSM, yeah, £90. I've got my travel set, my watercolor travel set from um, Winsor and Newton. I've had this. I've had this set. I bought this set when I was studying A level art, and I've had that. I've never bought any other paints for it. It's still the original set. Probably worth a bit now, isn't it? I don't know if you can even get some of these colors. I'm using my Dela and Rowney. Well, actually, I'm not using this. I'm using my what is this called? I want to call this a kabuki brush, but it's not a kabuki brush. I can never remember the name of it. Maybe I'll remember the name of it during the stream. Um, is it kabuki brush? Suki? I can't remember, but it's a wicked brush anyway. It's one of it's the brush that you use when you want to do the Japanese scripture. You know, those long, like pieces of art that are, when they write on. I think it's rice paper. This is the kind of brush that's used. So this one. And I'm gonna hop between this and my old Bockingford watercolor pad. I've had this for donkeys. So we're going to jump between these two. This paper is really heavy. This paper is 300 GSM. This is really thick. I bought this when I was doing my fashion product development. I was doing it as a degree. And one of the, was that when I was in it? Yeah, one of the briefs was cafe culture. And I so happened the same year we got this brief, I was taking a girls' trip to Barcelona. I've never been to Barcelona before, and so I came back with all this inspiration for my brief. And this is how I presented my flats. So that was my fashion illustration on the side. This is what I designed, and then I put the flats on the side here. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. That's what I've got going on. So let's lay some paint down. Let me know. Oops. Let's readjust this a little bit. A bit better. My camera has a tendency to swing to the right. Okay. Let me know in the comments if you ever give yourself a wet play day. Oh, I got all this music down. It's distracting. I got that down a little bit. I've got that down. There you go. Oof, I'm shouting. Let me know. Yeah, let me know if you use if you have a wet play day, or if when you were younger you had wet play days. Let me know. Just so you know, I'm gonna run a little over today. I'll probably go 15, maybe 20 minutes over, so finish around 4:15, 4:20. Okay. Got my water going. Okay, camera wants to swing that way. I'm gonna let the camera swing that way. Got a pumpkin in there. Got a pumpkin in there. Tis the season. working, working. Even if nobody's watching me, even if nobody plans on seeing, Let that one dry a little bit and come back to it. I feel like I want to keep working on top of that one. So I'm going to move on to the booking threads because I can't turn the page over. Ooh, this camera gets knocked around so much. So let me give you a little idea of what's been going on the last few days. Well, I'm feeling like I need this therapy. So uh if you're familiar with some of my videos on YouTube, I have talked a little bit about having degenerative disc disease and suffering, or managing suffering is not a positive word in my world, but managing um, chronic pain and the depression and anxiety that comes from that. And that I've been managing chronic pain for, what are we now? This year makes 17 years, and it's debilitating. And I often have flare ups, but I've put videos up on YouTube talking about it. I don't talk about it often or much, but I put a few videos up because I feel like, in order to be honest about what happens in my studio, that's one of the things I got to talk about. I mean, I don't have to talk about it. I just choose to because it gets to a point where it gets difficult to do like updates from the studio, and they all be like, "Oh, I'm working on this today," or "I'm working on that today." When there's sometimes I'm not able to work. It's actually quite a lot of time when I'm not able to work, and so in order for me to keep having content to talk about, I have to talk about the times when I'm not working because it does happen very often. So after last week's live stream, a few days after that, I was on the computer getting some slides ready for the next one because I was going to continue working on the spooky Christmas card, and the laptop just cut out. The power went, and so I tried to turn it back on using the big power key. Came on for a couple of seconds, and then and then just switch itself off, and it did that a few times, and I've had experience of that before. And I watched a very good video on YouTube, and I opened up my laptop. This happened um, earlier. This happened late, like no October, September-ish of last year. The first time this happened with my laptop, and I had planned at that time. I had recorded some episodes for a podcast that I produce, and the laptop just switched itself off, and so for 8 weeks I couldn't do any work of any kind, and I couldn't afford to get it fixed. And so I kept feeling like it was something that I could do, but opening up your laptop is not something you ever want to do because that'd be scary shit. I don't know anything about laptops. When I've had a problem in the past, I've taken it to PC World and then got it back. So you know what I mean. That's not my area of expertise. But I just felt like it was really difficult to try and figure out how I was going to get it fixed. And um, at that time, um, walking was non-existent, and I didn't know how I was going to get the laptop to PC World anyway. Anyway, so I had to put back a lot of the projects that I was aiming to bring out. But after 8 weeks, I decided to just try and find some YouTube videos, see if I could fix the shit myself. And I did. I opened up my laptop and I found the source of the problem, and I realized that some of the wiring was coming away, like disconnecting from the power button. I think I'm going to start with red. I think this is cadmium red, but I'm not sure because they don't put the colors on the tin. Um, um, so yeah, I opened it up, found the problem, bought a bought a soldering iron, and then fixed it. And I was very proud of myself, and my laptop was working. So fast forward to about 3 days ago, when I was again, like I said, I was working on some slides um, for the start of the Artist Studio Hangout. This hangout actually, and it just kept turning itself off. So I was like, oh, same problem. So I opened it up, and I was feeling myself. So I was like, oh, I know how to fix this. I'm cool. I know how to fix this. Um, so prior to that day of me opening up and fixing it, I had a bag of potatoes, and I tried to carry the bag of potatoes from one spot to another spot. And I picked up the bag, and I'm carrying the potatoes, and I can feel something in my back, kind of like shift in my lower back, where all my problems are in my lumbar. I could feel something shift, and and then like everything just went downhill from there backwise. Uh, my hip pain increased, and like it just got very scary. like like I couldn't sit up for very long. I already have a problem with that, but it was even worse. And I could feel something in my back like sliding out of place. And I was having those moments where like that you've put your back out, but it's like 10 times worse. I could I could I could feel something dislodge out of place, and the pain was horrendous. And so I'm hobbling about trying to do certain things. And then when the laptop goes off, I'm like, okay, I can fix the laptop. Don't stress out, Shan. And I'm trying to get everything ready because I know I've got this stream today. And I go into the laptop, and I do all the wiring, and I can see, oh, there's nothing wrong with the wiring. It looks okay. Um, but anyway, I solder it just to be on the safe side, as you do. And I closed it out, and it wouldn't work. It wouldn't come on. And then I thought it might be the cord, the charging cord. And so I'm like, yeah, I think it's the charging cord. So after a day of messing about with the laptop, I'm like, let's see if we can order a charger so that I can get things done and I can do the stream on Wednesday. And I ordered the charger, and it wasn't the charger. The charger wasn't the problem. And so I'm spending like all day trying to fix my laptop. And while I'm trying to do this over the 3 days, I'm trying to sit upright, and I can feel my back, something sliding into my lower back, and the pain is horrendous. And then it gets to the third day, and I can feel a twitch in like my bum cheek. And that is a twitch that I know well. That is a twitch that tells me you might not be able to like walk. You might not be able to walk, and you've got things that you wanted to do this week. You've got an appointment this week. And I just kind of like, it broke me emotionally, because walking has been difficult. You know what I mean? It hasn't been something I've been able to do for over a year. And again, I talk about that in the video, over a year and a half. And I have an appointment this week that I need to get to for my back. And if I can't get to it, it puts everything behind. Like, it puts me behind. And I don't know. It was just a little too much. I think it's because like, I, with my disability, it affects my mobility quite a bit. And I have a life of very little consistency. I have to, when I wake up in the morning, I basically have to give myself a little like back test and see what I can do. There's a lot of things that I've had to give up over the years because of my back. And so like when I commit to something, I want to be able to do it. And having a lifestyle with such little consistency, because I'm always just kind of basing everything off of how my back feels, I felt like I was just like, oh, so I can't stream on Wednesday now. That's going to get taken away from me too. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you've got so little consistency in your life, I don't know. I know what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it's coming out right. When you've got so little consistency in your life, you really you like the things that you want to do, you want to hold on to. I know I'm not saying it right. I'm not really expressing myself correctly. I can feel it. It's just that I made a decision a few weeks ago that I want to stream every Wednesday, and even that was difficult for me to do because I don't know how I am week to week. And so in my mind, I'm committed to doing my Wednesday streams. And if it's extreme and I can't or I'm in pain, I'll cancel a stream. But I wasn't able to stream because my laptop wasn't working. And then in my trying to fix my laptop and carry these stupid potatoes, my back was getting worse and worse. Like I thought it was dislodged. And then I'm just like, please, can I just stream on Wednesday? Can things just work out so that I can be okay to stream on Wednesday? And it's just it's too much. Then I read I worked out I worked everything out right up until the last moment last night. I managed to get the laptop working. It was staying but then the cursor wouldn't work. Like the cursor has been deactivated. And without a cursor on a laptop, you can't do nothing except stare at the screen. So I'm like, so I finally have the bright idea to order a cursor. And I'm like, will the cursor get here in time for me to be able to do this stream that I've committed myself to? Do you know what I mean? I just didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't, I didn't know if I'd be able to do it today. And then it did come. But by the time it came this morning around 10:30, I was so knackered from the 3 days of working on this laptop, trying to get the laptop right, and then like emotionally exhausted from like having to hold that pain in my body. I was like, I don't know if I even want to stream. That's how it was. I don't know if I even want to stream. It's taken too much hard work, and so I have spent yesterday and this morning with all. Oh, this camera keeps turning with all the tears. And so I was like, you know what? I need a wet play day. I need to just have fun. I can't. If I am going to stream today, I need to not be doing anything too technical. Hence, this stream here today. So I started my wet play before about an hour and a bit before the stream, just to um, have a bit of an ugly cry and decide for myself if I felt emotionally like I could do this stream today. And once I got most of the tension out of my body through crying, I was like, yeah, let's stream, but we're gonna do more play. I had so many things I wanted to show you too. I wanted to show you how far I had gotten with the spooky Christmas card because I've gotten quite far. And I also ordered samples. I ordered envelope samples too, which I can still show you today actually. I can show you that at some point during the stream. Before I finish the stream, I can show you that today, but I don't know. I thought I'd be using um, quite dark colours today, so that's interesting. Based on how I'm feeling. I hope my little story made sense. I just I don't know. I was also panicking because I do not have um, drugs strong enough to eliminate the pain that I am um, feeling. And so, like, when I get twinges that tell me that it's gonna be, you know what I mean? It's like it's getting ready to be one of them big ones. I do panic because that's the kind of flare up that um, I have to just bear. I have to just bear it. There's no comfortable position. Lying down, sitting down doesn't help. I've got to be on my stomach, and you're trapped in it, and then your body tenses up because it's like, oh my god, and it's scary. It's like a horror. It's like a horror. It's like an actual horror movie. Because I'm like, I don't have anything. I do not have painkillers for that kind of neurological pain. I don't have painkillers strong enough for that. And it just grabs you. It grabs your body and it says, I'm gonna fuck with you for as long as I want. So anything you've planned to do, any place you've planned to go, anything that you have scheduled for yourself, forget it. I'm gonna be fucking with you for as long as I want. Deal with it. That's what it's like. This is a really pretty yellow. I think this is um I think this is lemon yellow. I think this is lemon yellow hue. I think. Yeah, I just feel really powerless in those moments. But yeah, I think um, if you're, well, I can't speak for everybody because there are times when, um, like over this year and last year, um, like my mobility has been like the worst it's ever been, and so um, painting is not something, or doing any kind of art is not something I'm able to do. But when when I feel more aligned and I am able to move, I do like to use art as a way to help energies flow through my body, and as like an exit. I do like it. I'm staying loose. I'm staying loose. This is also a really nice blue. I think this might be, what's that blue that everyone talks about, but I don't know how to pronounce. Pa- Palathian. Begins with a P, I think. Blue. It's really nice. Like I said, I thought I would be using darker colors because I'm so emotionally exhausted, but it would seem that that's maybe not all I'm holding on to. Whoops. I keep knocking this camera. Oh, I tell you what was nice though. I I am a plant mama, and I have 12 babies, right? In the studio, 12 studio plants, my babies. And I'm someone that I really respond to nature. Um, if I need to feel better, I will. If I'm able to walk, I will take a trip down to my local park or somewhere green, and I will just sit there for a few hours. And it really does, like, it really feeds my soul. And I've been feeling like I want to have. Well, I've been feeling this for a long time. I just never really had the dough to do it. But I want more plants for the studio, and so I got a nice little tax return. I got a nice little tax return. I was like, you know what? I'm for mental health. I'm going to spend money and buy some studio plants. So I bought them, and I'm looking at them right now because they came this morning. And honestly, that's been joyful knowing that there's going to be plants arriving this week. What wasn't joyful is me stressing out about whether or not I could manage letting the guy in. But they're here. I got a what did I get? I got a parlor plum. Oh, I cannot say that. Parlor palm, because I got a very big thing for palm trees. Parlor palm. I got a peace lily and a devil's ivy. And the devil's ivy is so much bigger than I thought it was going to be. It's huge and it's long. And so I got that. So I now have 15 babies. And recently I took some cuttings. I didn't steal them, okay? They're growing over somebody's gate near my studio, and I'm like, they're growing out into the road, so they're coming into the space of where the pedestrians, you know what I mean, are, And so I'm like, if your plant is growing over out of your property onto the street for the publics, that's fair game. That's Hackney rules. And so I took a cutting a few weeks ago, but that cutting just never bloomed, right? Because I like to propagate. I'm teaching myself how to propagate. And so it didn't work. And so I decided to try again, and I got a bigger cutting this time. And so if those guys bloom, I will have about 20 babies. I know, it's exciting shit, isn't it? So yeah, I'll take a picture of it and show you on the next stream. I was tempted to paint one of those today, but I was like, no, it's a wet play day. We want to have fun. We want to stay loose. We're just gonna play with paint. I've got some of these. Look, I've got some oil pastels. Now, a lot of the things that I own, I'm gonna say I received as a 5-finger discount when I was doing my A-level art, and so maybe I did take this pack from the art cupboard and never remembered to take it back. Maybe I did. But these pastels are from when I did my A-level art in, oh shoot, it would be like 98, 97. Yeah, they old. But as you can see, hardly used, right? That's because when you're lifting something from college, like, you use the ones in the classroom and you keep the ones that you've taken home intact. So these are very, very old, and they smell like, they don't smell bad, but they smell very much of like, they smell very kind of waxy. So I was thinking about doing something with the watercolors and mixing that in. So I might do it for this one that I let dry. I think I might add on top of this one. So I'll play with that in a minute. So I might do that and let this one dry. This one's pretty vivid. I like it. I am tempted to oops. I am tempted to try it. So okay. I think I might bust them out. The thing with these, with oil pastels, is you need to warm them up with heat with your hands, and that's how you get them nice and soft. So my hands are going to get really messy if I do that, but that is the purpose of today, right? So I'm going to put this aside to dry and bring this one back in. So can I put this on there? I'm going to stretch my back for a minute, because sitting down is particularly difficult. So I'm just going to have a 5-minute stretch. And while I do so, I'll raise the music up so we can all enjoy it. And then we'll bust these out. Ooh. That was good. Oh, rose pink, purple, red, pale orange. Let me just do a sound check. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to warm these up. You can also use a hair dryer, pastels as well, just to warm it up. Get some of this red going. Oh, this is ooh. I was not expecting that to be so I was not expecting that to be so intense. That's really nice. I'm trying really hard not to draw anything in particular, but um, I've been looking at a lot of photos of golden eagles recently, and I feel like I'm projecting with these big red bits. And I definitely feel a little bit of like a little bit of bird happening. I should use pastels more often. You know what? When we were like when I was learning about pastels at college, right, during my A levels, I was not very fussed about this material, right? I was like, okay, so they like crayons. That's how it was. They were like crayons, and I was like, I never really felt like I knew what to do with them, if you know what I mean. Um, because they do have this crayony feel. And then I remember being like, oh, so every time when I use them, I gotta rub up my finger at it and get my fingers dirty. But they're really nice. Like I'm just like, maybe it's the paper that I'm using because this is watercolor paper, so it has got this nice kind of like the grain is coming through. I don't know. I don't know. Things come to you when you're ready, in it. Like obviously, I must have had a little soft spot for this in some way because I've had this for so many years and it's just been sitting um, uh, in a bag with other art materials. In fact, I found a lot of paints that I didn't realize I had um, a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I really thought I was so low on paint that I couldn't paint, honestly. And then I found this bag, and I was like, "Oh no, you got some shit." I forgot all about my paint tin. I also found some drawing inks, and I thought these were all finished. I thought all my inks were finished. Um, but I actually looked through my little like stock, and like I've got ink, and I didn't know that. I didn't know I had like I didn't. I mean, I haven't got a lot of stuff, but I've got enough stuff for me to be like having fun, you know. And I love using gouache. And I was like, oh no, all my gouache is done. You know what I mean? This I'm thinking I've got nothing because I remember writing the in the about section on Twitch about donating, and then like putting the link to my Ko-fi page and talking about the fact that I wanted to paint some bees one day, which is a true story. I was not far from the studio, and it was one of the rare times that I was able to leave my house just to go across the street, like to go for a little hobble. And it was really warm. It was this year, and I could hear this humming, and it was like I realized I was standing under a tree with like a shit ton of bees in it, and the humming was so hypnotizing. I could feel that vibration running from my body. It was beautiful. And when I came back, like literally from across the street, um, I really wanted to paint a bee. And I was like, you ain't got no paint. You ain't got no paint. You ain't got no gouache. And then literally a couple weeks ago, this was back in the summer, mind you, literally a couple weeks ago, I was digging through my art stuff because I was like, I need to buy something because I want to start painting. I've got a project that I want to start painting. Uh, I want to use paint for. And I was like, what have I got so that I can like write a list of what I need? And I was very, very surprised. So this is gouache. This is opera pink, which is one of my favorite colors. And it's rock hard. It's rock hard. But the beautiful thing about gouache is if you add water to it, it will reactivate. So all I've got to do is like either cut the tubing and then add some water to it, and then I have this paint. So I've got that, and I've got. So I like to paint with watercolors, like 80% watercolors, 15%, um, 80% gouache, maybe 10% watercolor, and then the rest of that with drawing inks. That's my little combo. But yeah, like I got a whole. Is this a full one? Yeah, I've got a whole full tub of Indian ink. I think sometimes you really have to look at your like supplies and just to be sure if you really haven't got what you think you haven't got. Because I would have saw blind in a court of law that I didn't have enough things to paint with, and I'm like, you got enough, you got enough. And I only ever use the same 5 colors as my palette, and I just like mix them up to make other colors. So I'm alright for a little bit. And I'm really liking this purple. Like, I really am. What about this pink? Did I do the pink already? I did this pink already. Let's get another colour. Let's get one more colour. This one is green grey. Bam, 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 bam. Ooh, this is a nice one. It really is grey green. I like colours that have a grey undertone. Ooh. That is a very nice colour. I'm just wondering what this would be like with inks. Okay, it's better. Ooh, I like how the because it's oil. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Because it's oil, the water is passing over it. And so I can put the watercolor underneath it. Oh, that's nice. Hmm. Mm. I like that very much. am very pleasantly surprised by that. But you know, it's weird, right? Back in the day, when you were little and you used to play with your crayons, this is the kind of shit you used to do. You used to like, because I can remember doing this. I can remember drawing with crayons and then trying to put water over the top and then being really like shocked and mesmerized by the fact that the water would just roll over anything that was waxy, and it would give you a whole new like perspective to your drawing. So I mean, I'm sitting here like, whoa, look at this, and I'm just like, well, it's not a huge surprise, is it? But I'm genuinely was shocked by that. I don't know what I was expecting the watercolor to do. I think I was expecting it to sit on top of it, and it's just not. And that's really nice. I'm very impressed with that. I like that one. I don't know if you can see that. Mm-hmm. You see that one? I like it. I'm not sure what I would do in the future, but I like it very much. I gotta let that dry now. So not a bad day, right? Yeah, I was doing very much these two that I did before the stream. I was listening to this song by Hans Zimmer. It's on one of my playlists, and it always makes me cry. And so there was a lot of tears being shed during these two pieces. I feel okay. I feel like there will be some more crying today. I can feel in my body that I'm not quite I'm not quite done, but I do feel a lot lighter in my body. So that feels good. I got quite dirty hands, and I'm wondering if I could do anything else actually. Things are drying. There's still some paint being. A little bit. This one's still drying. This one. It looks muted on the screen, I know, but it is very vibrant. But I like this one. This Bockingford paper is alright actually. It's really nice. I like this one. So I'm gonna clean up, wash my hands, and then I'll show you the envelope samples that I bought. Oh, I forgot that I can't close this book. I've got to find somewhere to put this so it can dry. I'm running out of spaces. But enjoy the music for a minute. Let me wash my hands. get the samples. I would say though, on the uh, on the crying front, um, I do feel like I'm very different where it comes to crying now. I used to be someone who, hang on a second, takes me down there. Let me mute that for a second while I'm talking to you. I used to be someone who um, was very against crying in public or letting people know how upset I was about something for many years, and I associated crying with weakness. And then in 2018, 2017, 2018, I had a mini emotional meltdown, and I became very aware of what pretending was doing to my mental health. And I, over a period of time, decided that I was going to be more intentional about my happiness. And part of that was that I wasn't going to be this person who just says that she's okay all the time. Because there is a very, very large people pleaser living inside of me. I am a recovering people pleaser, but she is there nonetheless. And also having lived in a household where there was depression and anxiety, when you're watching people go through that, it's you just don't want to associate yourself with depression. At least I didn't. I used to say that I was sad. I never used the word depressed. But in 2000, I want to say 2017, no, 2018, um, I had one of these moments. I was experiencing a flare up. There was somewhere I was supposed to be, and I wanted to go to this event. I'd been wanting to go to one of these events for a really long time, and I felt like physically I was able to get there. I was in some pain, right, as I am always. But as the day went on, my pain got worse and worse, and I ended up having a flare up, and didn't get very far from the studio and had to return home. And it was that feeling of not being able to do what I wanted to do, which I have dealt with for many years. You never get used to having to give up parts of your life. You just kind of adjust to it. And so that night was sort of like literally the what do they say, the hair that broke the camel's back. I just couldn't emotionally um find the maturity, you know, to find that part of me that just would be like, okay, all right, you could go to this one. There'll be another one at some point. You'll go. I'd been wanting to go to one of these events. There's an illustration event that happens every month, and I've been kind of clocking the event for a number of years, and I've not been able to go because I haven't been physically able to do so. And so on that event that was coming up, I was like, no, I think I can do it. I think my pain's at a level where I think I can do it. And having to come home, and I didn't even get to the bus stop. I did get to the bus stop. I had to come home, and so like, and I was really distraught, and I just couldn't. I couldn't feel okay about it. And as the days went on, I was becoming more and more depressed, and it just spiraled. It spiraled into like a meltdown. I'm paraphrasing what happened because, again, even though I'm more open about talking about things, I'm not used to talking about things. Um, and I I wasn't able to, like, everything that was happening. Like if I dropped something on the floor, I was crying over it. Or if something spilled, I'd be crying over it. And I didn't understand why little things were really upsetting me, like taking me to the extreme of my emotions. And I went and I had a visit with my doctor about my discs, and the news that I got from him was not pleasant. And I came home and I just sat on my floor and I cried, like the ugly cry, trying to get this thing open. And when I stopped crying, I realized, I remember saying to myself, oh, you're depressed. That's why you're crying over everything. That's why you're crying in the street. That's why you're crying in the street for like big woman crying in the street. Now, normally, if I want to cry, I wait till I come home. But when I was going through that, everything was making me cry, and I just couldn't keep a lid on my emotions. I was crying at the bus stop trying to get home. It was deep. But once I realized I was depressed, it kind of relieved me. It kind of, it's like when you've got a problem with your body and then you finally get a diagnosis after years of no one being able to tell you what you've got, and you've got to finally get a diagnosis, and that feeling of like, okay, so I have a name for this thing now. I have a name for it. I can identify it. I can look into it. I can research it. It was like that. It was like, oh, okay. And I made the decision some days on that, like, I had to be more honest about how I was feeling openly. I didn't have to talk about everything, but if I wasn't okay, I was going to let people know we're okay. Because when you lie about not feeling okay, you carry that burden on you. You're lying to yourself. You're putting other people's feelings above your own. You're making how they feel your problem. I know it. All right, let me get into opening this thing. But I'm just saying now, like I would never imagine some years ago that I would write, like, as a title of my stream, I'll try not to cry. That I've come a long way. Anyway, so I'm going to be doing some screen sharing with you for this last little portion of the stream. So I bought some samples from a company called, oh, I am not prepared, called, hopefully this will have my address on it, EcoCraft. I'm going to share my screen with you, so bear with me. So EcoCraft is a company that specializes in eco-friendly stationery and packaging. Let me pull up the website. Oh, look, it's already there. Like it new. My laptop isn't as hot as it usually is. That's a good sign. But it is taking a while to load up this page. Okay, it's coming, everyone. So let me share the screen with you to give you a little, in case you're like looking for eco-friendly stationery. How do I share my screen? Share the screen. Okay. I got it. Yeah, so I bought these samples, envelope samples, from EcoCraft, which is a company which specializes in recycled packaging. So here's a look at the company. And they've been around a little while. I've known about this company for a little while. I've bought paper samples from them in the past, like A4 paper, but never made a big order. So they do all kinds. They do envelopes in all the sizes. They do card and paper. They do card blanks. So if you want to make your own greeting cards and you've got the printer that can do it, you can buy the blank cards. which I did think about doing. Hold on. I did think about doing this, but my printer is not able to do it. So you can buy the cards already pre-folded, pre-scored in the middle. Let's just click on this to show you that. And then you can run it through your printer. Yeah, you can run it through your printer, and then because it's already pre-scored, is there another image down here? Because it's already pre-scored, you just pop that in an envelope and it's gone. But I did do I did show you on the not I think it's one stream back. I showed you how to score cards if you don't have a fancy bone folder or a machine to do it. And I have also clipped that and turned that into a video, and that will be coming out soon. But you can go over to it's the stream where I tried to make a Christmas card. That's what it's called on YouTube. So yeah, you can buy these different things. And just to go through, they also sell compostable packaging. So this is packaging that will easily decompose over time. Let me find, so like bags for greeting cards. I also bought a sample of one of these too. I don't think these are great for, I think biodegradable is better than compostable for greeting cards, for the plastic that you put your greeting cards in, because with the compostable bags, if you get them wet, they will start to dissolve immediately. So whilst they're amazing for the environment, functionally, not that great for a greeting card, because once someone gets a greeting card, do you know what I mean? They may not necessarily be ready to use it straight away. I'm trying to click on one of these, but they won't let me. Here we go. They've got all different sizes. So what else? They also have postal packaging. So they got a lot. So basically, you know what I mean? Even if you're not making greeting cards, if you're looking for something more sustainable, then, you know, you can try EcoCraft. What else do they do? Gift tags, twine. They call any of the sets that have multiple colors like this, they tend to call it their vintage set, and it will have like various different pale colors that you can buy, and then they'll have like a craft color, so like brown craft, like, you know, like craft paper. So yeah, and which is what I did. There's on some of their products, they give you an opportunity to grab a sample, which is what I did. They give you the opportunity to buy 5 things as a sample, and the samples are free, but you pay £1 for shipping. So I was like, I only really want to see what the brown envelopes look like. I only really wanted to see what the brown, because it said hairy manila, and from what I remember of hairy manila, it's the ones that have got like the tiny hairs attached to it, and I'm like, I don't know if I really want that as an envelope with my greeting cards. I didn't know. So when I saw that they were offering a sample, I was like, I'll get that. And then they also had the vintage colors, like you saw with the swing tags, like the gift tags for the envelopes. And I was like, well, I am a girl who likes to be different, and I like the idea of putting a brightly colored envelope with one of my greeting cards. But then I was thinking, if someone's buying this as a sympathy card, is it appropriate to put a light color card in with the greeting card if someone's bought it for someone's, you know, like if for someone's passing or if someone's gotten ill? And I was like, oh, I don't know. What is the appropriate color for that? So I was like, get some samples. So I got some samples, and that is what I'm going to show you right now. Okay. Okay, so let me just get rid of my Okay, I'll tell you something I do like about EcoCraft already is they send you. Oh, isn't that nice? That's so sweet. Just trying to make sure none of my address is showed on here, but I want to show you what they sent me. So my one gripe with shopping from certain places online, and when I say certain places, I'm talking about like eBay, buying supplies from eBay, is that they never the sellers always leave me having to run them down for a VAT invoice. My company is VAT registered, and so you have to keep proper invoices. And I'm always having to chase down a seller on eBay for a proper invoice with clearly marking, clearly showing where the VAT has been put and how much the VAT is. And EcoCraft has done that. Hold on, has done that. So it's got the tax, the shipping, the tax on the shipping. It's also got what I ordered. I like that very much. This is good for my record. And look at what they've done. Isn't this cute? Isn't this cute? They've got 2 stickers here. It says your order was packed by Dave, and Dave is a Frankenstein. And it says your order was picked by Michelle. And Michelle is a little red devil. I love little touches like that. It really gets me. I love things like that. So already thumbs up for EcoCraft. Right. So, you know what I mean? I like a deal. So I got, this was the 5th sample that I got because I didn't have any more envelopes I like the color of. So this is the compostable PLA. Put something behind that. I'm not sure you can see that. Just trust me, peeps. This is the compostable PLA. This is the A6 size for a greeting card. And like, I just wanted to see what it was like. And I'm like, already, it doesn't feel sticky, but it has a very interesting texture to it. And I can well believe that if I applied water onto this, where's my water? Did I throw it away? If I applied water onto this, it would start to come. Let's test it out. I've got a little bit of water on my brush. No, it's feeling all right, you know. It's feeling all right. It's not feeling sticky. But they do say it will immediately start to break down. Okay, it's not bad. I still feel like I can't trust it though. If I was gonna buy one of these A6 envelopes, it would be the biodegradable, but all right. I'm actually like very heavily leaning on the side of not putting any of my greeting cards in a bag, just putting it into a like a rigid mailer, because you know I was on a website with these designers who design greeting cards, and they've started this movement called no plastic, and so they're putting their greeting cards like straight into mailers. Because I'm like, and I was like, yeah, I mean, you could avoid that because eventually, when the person decides they want to use the card, they're gonna dash this away anyway. So maybe. Anyway, so these are the ones that I got. I got citron for you heathens who don't speak French. This is the yellow. It's like the lemon, and it's really nice. They do say their colors are quite muted, and honestly, I like that. This one, which is the one I really wanted to see up close and personal. This is apricot. See, I like this, and I think it would go well with my little foxy greeting card. Is my little foxy greeting card close so I could like put the 2 things together? Maybe not. Another string. So this is the C6 apricot. This is the hairy manila. Oh, it's not bad. This is the one that you normally see a lot of illustrators like on YouTube when they're like, when you see them packing up their greeting card orders, they tend to have these brown cards. these brown envelopes, and I can see why, because it's just like brown across the board. So no matter what the person is using the card for, sympathy or celebration, yeah, I can see why this would just like cover everything. And then this, which I like the color of this one, this is the natural. It does have a few fine hairs in it. So the hairy manila is not as hairy as I thought. I don't know. Either one of these are nice. But yeah, if you've been wondering what the samples look like, this is it. Also, top tip. Are you ready? This is a top tip. All right, hold on. I've realized I'm on the wrong screen. Okay, top tip. If you are at the stage where you've printed out your greeting cards in your studio, or you've bought your greeting cards from a company and you've had them printed, and you are you may not have enough money to buy like a stack of envelopes yet, buying samples is a really good way of having an envelope that you can put in your product photography, and then put up that picture up on your website. And then over time, once you have the money, you can buy your stack of envelopes. So what I will be doing, I'm going to be doing my product photography very soon. I have to show you guys how the cards came out. And so I didn't have enough money to buy a stack of these, but with a sample that I didn't pay for, I can put my card. So pretend this is my greeting card. I can put my greeting card and the sample together, and I can take a picture of it and then put it up on my website. And I know people aren't going to flock to the website immediately to buy any, but I'm able, for like little to no cost, because I'm just paying for the paper to print my greeting card. But I haven't paid for the envelope, but I have an envelope to put in the product photography. So that's my little tip on saving money until you got the money to buy all your stuff. I don't know which color I'll be using. I quite like all of them. Maybe I'll buy two, because something I didn't tell you, when you're using one of the stipulations to buying from EcoCraft is you have to, they have a £6 minimum. So you have to spend £6 or more with them. And so if I just buy, like, they sell all kinds. So, I mean, you know, you're going to find something you like. But I thought to myself, well, I could buy one stack of envelopes in brown, in the hairy manila, and then buy another stack of envelopes in one of the colors, and then just offer a color against one of the greeting card designs. And that's me £6. I don't particularly love when a store has a minimum, because I feel like that's the responsibility of the store. You should price your products accordingly so people don't have to put more in their basket than they want. That's just a personal thing, as someone who has had a few online stores. But, you know, that's just me. But but it does mean that I can buy two different colors. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is buying probably the brown as a standard, and then I think I'm going to go for the apricot, because it's not as bright as I thought it is, and I like the idea of putting the apricot with my Foxy cards. Whew. It has been quite a day. If you've made it this far in the stream, I thank you. Thanks for spending time with me today. It's been an emotional one, but I didn't cry on stream. So, I mean, I didn't feel like I felt some level of emotion, but I didn't feel like tears needed to roll down my eyes. I just want to remind you of the freebie that I told you about at the beginning of the stream. Where is it? So hard being me right now. There you go. I want you to grab this freebie. If you are a YouTuber or a streamer, And I know, like, we like feeling comfy on screen. We sit there for a while, we're painting, we're moving around, or even if you've been asked to speak somewhere, or you're doing a Zoom call, or you've been invited onto a podcast. I don't know about you, but I like to be in something really roomy. I'm actually wearing quite a big, oversized jumper today. It's that my I wear the jumper for everything, but I don't. But I generally, you'd be hard pressed to see me in something tight on the stream. So, but it is. I know that for some people, like, they love that comfortable look, but they don't always feel presentable or professional. I just think it's not true. You just gotta, like, know how to flang it. You gotta know how to fix it, how to flex in it. And so this freebie is full of accessories that will help you figure that out. And it's just some ideas for you. You don't have to have all the accessories, but they are some accessories that, if you do have them in your arsenal, should you want to feel a little bit more, um, whatever your level of professional is in terms of an aesthetic, then you have these accessories to go to and just fling them on with the comfy tops. So you can find a link to that in the description below. And like I said, on that page, there is quite a few free resources in terms of styling that you can take advantage of. The next stream, should everything go well, and actually no, the next stream isn't, actually, yes, the next live studio hangout is um Wednesday from 3 p.m. should all my technology work out. But also on Monday is Halloween. Monday the 31st is Halloween, and I am doing a Halloween stream. I'm still not sure what time I'm going to be jumping on that stream. I really don't know. I don't I don't know yet, but I've put it in, like, in my spreadsheet as something to do, but I don't know. And it's going to be all about pumpkins. I'm going to be drawing, painting, charcoaling pumpkins for the whole of the stream. Because pumpkins make me happy, and there's none of that's when I think of Halloween, I think of pumpkins. So I'm going to be drawing pumpkins, and that will be on Monday, the 31st. I don't know what time I'm going to be on stream, to be really honest with you. But keep me in your thoughts. If you want to be kept up to date, the best thing for you to do is follow on Twitch, and then let Twitch notify you of when I will be on stream. I don't know. I've got a schedule. I would like to come on, like, in, like, early afternoon, like maybe around like 11 o'clock. But I can't force myself to paint and draw unless I'm in the mood. And usually I'm not in the mood till after 12. But like I said, if you follow on Twitch, you will be notified, and then you won't miss the stream. And you can bring your own work, or you can play for the day with me for a few hours. I'll be streaming for a couple of hours on Monday. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. Crying is okay. There's strength in crying, and I know that I have enough strength within me to cry. And you do too. It's okay. It doesn't mean you're not strong. It just means you're in touch with your emotions, and you're using that time to reconnect and to get rid of some frustration. Okay, I shall see you on Monday. And if I don't see you on Monday because you don't want to be watching me on Twitch, then I will see you on Wednesday if you just want to hang out with me during the stream. Any of the missed streams, just to remind you, I upload all the streams to YouTube, and you will find the link to that playlist in the description. All right. Thanks for spending time with me. Bye.